Start the live right there. Let's go live. Okay, we are live. Live on the gram. See if we live on Tube. Making sure we are live on YouTube. Yeah, we live. Okay, live on the Tube. Wonder why my sounds aren't working. This is part of the, you know, getting the things right. It's all good though. All good. All good. We'll make it work, regardless. This is what we're gonna do. So over here. Get this right. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm. Check out the Grizam. In the building. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know how the mic sound. Can I get a mic check? Might be a little bit better for the guard. Mic sound good. Take that down like that. Yes. Don't know why that is acting up. Don't know why that is acting up. Let me know if you can hear that, Lizzie. If it's low, it is what it is. We must proceed. Super low? Chat. Chat. Audio up. Gain up. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Let me check this last thing. In my settings, let's go to this audio thing. There's some settings. Player. Player user interface sound effects. Feedback. Feedback changed. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Mic sound good? Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Okay. Good money. Alright, let's get this thing rolling. Let's get this thing rolling. So, peace to the respectfully greats. I am happy that we're here today on a Thursday. This is our second podcast. Initially we started out doing lives, and now we turned these lives into the actual podcast. We are streaming live from StreamYard, YouTube, as well as Instagram. So tell a friend and tell a friend. Pull up. You could come up on any other platforms. Ideally, I would love for you guys to shift over to YouTube. The reason being is because I'll be able to see all of the comments, interact, etc., and they all pop up there. So that's the beauty of that. I'm operating through these mediums because I think it's necessary for us to take our audience and be able to spread them around on different platforms, because we've seen, like I mentioned last time with TikTok, when they take one platform and strip it away, then we have no way to connect with one another. So that's the reason why I'm doing it from these platforms. Today's a wonderful topic that I would love to um, delve into. Super ecstatic to expound about this topic because it's something that kind of, hit near and dear to the heart as of recently. And I noticed these type of things that uh, normally plague out to be situational things, to where I figured out, hey, if I turn this one situation, the situational experience, into a lifelong lesson, how would that play out? How would that affect me? How would that affect other people that we come in contact with? So first and foremost, hello, loved ones. Peace. Hope your spirit is in the right place. Hopefully you had a productive day today. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully that uh, your experiences is giving you the light at the end of the tunnel to still navigate and follow your path. Constantly create your 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 purpose from your design. Shape and mold your purpose from your design, as my brother Dr. Ali always specifies and expounds on. So that's one of the beautiful things that we love to do in this avatar body of ours. We love to put it in the most optimal position that we can be in, and that's for constant learning and growth, and constantly developing and shaping and molding our purpose from our design. So today's topic at hand is this: situational winning to permanent victory. Situational winning to permanent victory. Um, I want to share this sentiment behind where this comes from, right? Just a little bit of a backstory. So, a few months ago, I was having some chest pains, and I really couldn't figure out where this pain is coming from. Although I know it was coming from my chest, but I'm like, when did this happen? How? I wasn't in the gym. I wasn't doing anything that I wasn't supposed to be doing in order to injure somewhere around my chest, right? So it started out initially as this pain, but during the course of the day, at night when I go to sleep, I will find it really, really difficult to breathe. Really, really difficult to breathe. And this made me think about my health overall. While we here, I'd be remiss, and I won't do justice if I didn't acknowledge and send out um, unlimited love and prayers, praying hands to some near and dear people in my life. One is my cousin Bruce. Cousin Bruce, his grandbaby, which is my cousin, 2 years old, passed recently for having complications of breathing. So I'm laying praying hands on my loved ones in my family, Bruce, his daughter, family members, etc. We have an angel. It's the first one. Also yesterday, a colleague, friend by the name of Fritz, has lost a relative by the age of 2 years old from pneumonia. Praying hands, prayers go up. I want to send out nothing but love and constant prayer and healing towards my loved ones in this direction. When I was talking about having this breathing complication, it made me think about it today, about what transpired in the past, what is happening now, what are we experiencing from loved ones, family, etc., how we are losing loved ones. These two babies were by the age of 2 years old, no older than 2 years old. And these occurrences has recently just happened. And like I said, I'd be remiss. I would be doing unjust service if I didn't acknowledge and send my prayers in that direction. So that's what I had to get out initially. But also elaborating on how we got here, it made me think about months ago when I was experiencing complications complications in my breathing, chest pains, and couldn't figure out where was this coming from. That's why we're here today. When it comes to situational wins, right? We just talked about loss in general. But this whole premise is about learning and growing from these experiences. So when we talk about situational wins, I want to give you just something that you can grasp, hold on to in order to get an understanding of what we're talking about situational wins. When we say situational wins, we are talking about temporary success, monetary, momentarily, success in the moment, right? When we talk about permanent victory, we're talking about something over a duration of time, a long time lapse, something that's occurring in the near future, everlasting. So we have two different victories at hand, or successes. We have a short-term success, which would be a situational, in the moment type of success. And we have a long-term success, something that's everlasting, continuous, forever going on type of success. Why does this matter? Why does this matter? Can anybody, if you are in the chat or if you've seen this live in real time, why does this matter? I want to hear some people's responses. Why this should matter, right? Take a sip of this. Harmless Harvest. Coconut water. Let me elaborate. The reason why this matters is because many people celebrate their small wins and it stops right there. Many people celebrate their small wins and it stops right there in their tracks and it doesn't go anywhere. The other day I put up a post and the post said this. It said that most people tell their story like this. Today I had a bad day. The end. What I would love for people to do, this is what I have done in order to help me learn and grow through my situations. I continue my story. So my day went like this. My story went like this. Today, I had a bad day. But tomorrow, I will have a better one. I continue this story. Why does this matter? How does the correlation, how do we make connection with situational wins to long term? How does it equate to a long-term win? We equate that to a long-term win by keeping the story going and start to skill stack amongst that small temporary success. Oftentimes, we take the small win and dismiss it as if it has no value, it has no substance, it has no merit. And I want to share with you today, we are sadly mistaken because we take some of these small wins for granted. I have taken it for granted. But I also have learned how to leverage my small wins. I was given a scenario earlier during our conversation, a few moments ago, about how I came into a situation where I had this heart complication. It transferred over to me having breathing problems at night. Couldn't figure out where this is coming from. What did I do? I went to the doctor. When I went to the doctor said, hey, maybe your weight has something to do with your breathing. Doc, really don't know what you're talking about. That's what I'm saying to myself. And when I stepped on the scale, I was about 30 pounds, 35 pounds, overweight for my height, age, etc. What did I say? I said, you know what? Let me start getting myself in shape. Not only did I start to get myself in shape, I also started taking more initiative to go to the doctor and check what's going on with me. That wellness check with me. Checking in on my health. Not only did I go to the doctor for my health, I went to the dermatologist for my skin. I went to the dentist for my teeth. I went to the podiatrist because I had a ganglion cyst on my big toe. All of this had transpired because I initially had some chest issues. And it didn't stop there. I had this chest pain. It made me think about, well, what about my overall health? Something to take into consideration. As I thought about it, not only did I take my health in more consideration, I had to start cutting out some of the vices that I normally indulge in, such as alcohol intake, drinking. Overall, I started to realize that our victories can be stacked one on top of another if we learn the skill stack. If we learn to take our situational wins and think about them in a time lapse about, hey, how can I take this one victory today and have that an everlasting effect? What about 3 years from now? How will my health overall be if I start to take initiative on my body, my health, these underlying things that I don't see on the inside? If I start paying those things more closely attention, or more close attention, or closely attention, however way you want to, phrase that phrase that the wording, that sentence fragmentation, whatever. However you want to put that thing together. How do I start to take my health and think about this in some time from now? How would this affect me? Or better yet, how about if I didn't pay my health any attention and it stopped when I had those chest pains and I didn't do anything to change anything in my health condition? Nothing changes, right? I didn't go to the gym. I said, doctor, nobody talking about I should stay 35 pounds overweight. What happens if I continue that same type of behavior and I continue to eat, continue to not acknowledge or monitor my health, and I just gain another 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds? Your boy will be obese. They may say, hey, you got all these conditions, underlying conditions that you may be unaware of. Hey, so I'm sad to deliver the news, but you're in stage 4 of X, Y, and Z. What would happen if I brought that news, if the doctor brought that news to me and I had to spread that same news amongst my family because I didn't take the initiative, or I didn't take my health as serious, or I took that one situation and said, you know what, I'm gonna undermine it because it ain't really about nothing. Your boy may not be here today. And some people say that's far fetched, man. It don't happen like that. How can you explain that to my cousin that just lost a 2-year-old from complications of breathing? How do I tell a colleague of mine that, hey, health is not important when he just lost a loved one 2 years old and under? Days ago. Actually, 2 days ago. And my cousin Bruce and him about a month ago. So don't act like it can't happen to any of us, no matter the age, color, creed, race. Everybody's dealing with something in their lives. The thing is that we don't pay enough attention to it until it's too late. And then now we're scrambling and scraping for the right doctor, the right books, trying to eat the right things in the moment. I'll be the first to tell you, your boy don't do everything right. Yes, I have the harmless harvest here in real time. Occasionally your boy go get some cookies. Occasionally your boy pick up the cake. Occasionally your boy go eat the Cheetos, the Fritos, the ice cream, etc. What happens if that is a continuous thing and I didn't take the initiative to go figure out what's going on with my health? They say that I may have tinea versicolor. It's a fungal disease that it's internal. And it's an overgrowth of yeast. What is that yeast? I know there's like white blood cells, etc. But if it's yeast, right, that's causing it, and I still eat bread, if that's the primary thing that's inciting the fungal, what type of thinking, what type of person would I be if I still feed the disease, knowing or unbeknownst? Say I didn't know, and I'm doing some things and I didn't check in on my health, and I'm out there still doing things that's adverse to my body, adverse to my health, adverse to keeping that mental stability. What if we engaging in some things out there in the real world that are situational? It's only this one time that turns to be a progressive thing and turn into a habit when we put the energy in the wrong direction. Because it's always a two-way street. You can do the right thing and develop some great habits and turn this one situational thing to the best thing possible 5 years from now. You say, wow, look how far I came for making that one change in my life. But what if we say, you know what, let's stay consistent at doing the wrong things. And 5 years from now, where would I be? Dead, prison, the graveyard. Those are possibilities too if we do the wrong thing. Hurtful relationships, friendships, out of work, no work, bad employee, bad boss, financially in a rut, overweight, obese, lack of empathy for other people, so I just hate the world because I look at myself in the mirror and I'm not proud of what I see. My confidence is shot. I can't care for nobody else because I don't care for myself. If we take these situational things, we turn them prolonged if they're the bad things. This is what reality looks like. A lot of us don't like to admit our wrongs. So a lot of times we face with blaming other people. Pointing fingers at her, him, them, they, and whoever. Because we don't want to take onus for self. We don't want to put all of that emphasis and responsibility on yourself. On me, on the I. Me, I. We're scared to do that because it comes with a level of responsibility. Once you say, oh, hey, I acknowledge what's going on in this situation, it's nobody else's responsibility but yours to get it right, not the doctor. The doctor's over there just only prescribing you based on what you tell him. Based on what you tell him. So we already know that there's some things that's going on in my life, my body, my mental, my physical, my spiritual, and I don't want to address them. Understand that there's an underlying damage that's happening from a situational thing that's prolonged. Situational successes can be a wonderful thing. Situational failures can be a wonderful thing if we turn that into a success. But what about if we take those situational hardships and we stay in that same space, that situational hardship, and we prolong that for the rest of our lives? Everything around us will feel complicated, will feel confusing, will feel like the world, the God has failed me. If you believe in God, if you're atheist, then you failed yourself. But whatever your religion is, whoever you pray to, no pun intended, it's not here to offend. Maybe it is, not person's religion, but maybe this context is here to offend you, so you can say, you know what, I'm the one that's responsible. I'm the one that's responsible for everything that's going on in my life. And a lot of times we avoid that because we want to say, I should leave it up to God and feel that we can stop right there. That the story it starts and ends right there with God, and we remove ourselves from the responsibility. A lot of times that happens. I've done it. That's why I'm telling you that, because there were times in my life where I was like, I can't figure it. I was envious, upset at other people because I wasn't right in my own life. I felt like, why does she have that? Why does he have that? Did the pointing finger game. Didn't realize that when I point one in that direction, or pointing right back at me with the thumb and etc. included. It's not a happy place to be in. A envious place is not a happy place to be in. Oh, bad luck Johnny, or bad luck him, her, whoever. Oh, it's just my luck. I never have any luck. No, your luck comes from you drawing opportunity from your situations. Your luck comes from you drawing opportunity from your situations. Your small situational wins could be everlasting wins if you choose it to be. If you choose it to be. But hey, who am I to say what you want to do? Because you can tell us anything. At the end of the day, it's about that programming that you got in your mind, your mindset. Is what you tuned into, what station that you turned on. You may be into the Bad Girls Club station, to where you got nothing but adultery committed, fighting committed, violence committed, everybody else's fault but me committed. All of these concepts, all of these ideologies that don't serve you at the highest level. What if we just tuned into those stations all the time? Situational, and they become prolonged. Because we can't get out of our own way. We can't get off the media. We can't get rekindle situations when it comes to friendships, family, etc. We can't get over that one time that I was hurt and I felt that the world failed me. Meanwhile, it was you that failed yourself the whole time, because you had the option to perceive that situation in a different manner. You chose to stay in the negative when you chose that side and that slice of the bread. There's always two slices of the bread. The bottom half, the top half. You chose to stay on the bottom half. Coach Lucky says everything that settles go to the bottom. You chose to stay on the bottom. You didn't choose to rise to the occasion. You didn't choose to take your situation and say, you know what, I'm gonna learn and grow through this. There's nothing in the world that's bigger than you if you understand that. Listen, I'm the one that's so controlling everything that's going on in my life, and you take ownership, you take responsibility. That's how you learn and grow. But a lot of us miss out on that, because we want to blame the world for our shortcomings. We want to blame the world, my mommy, my daddy, my school, my work environment, my babies. I had a baby too early or too late, or people just don't like me because of my skin color or my tone. I'm tall, short, fat, skinny. Made no difference. Or I'm a vegan, or a keto diet, or I eat everything under the sun. I eat pork, I eat ribs, whatever it may be. We want to blame the world for the ideology that your philosophy that you tapped into. That's your choice. But then when things go wrong, it's everybody else's fault. How do we do that? We want to take all of our wins and say, I did this. This was me, I did this. Nobody helped me. I got it from the mud. Nobody did nothing for me. But then when your shortcomings come in, it's everybody else's fault. Now, what happened to the onus on you? What happened to you counting your own wins when you're successful and counting your losses when you take them as well? What happened to that when they happen? We throw those things out we throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's what they say. We throwing out the baby with the bathwater. It don't work like that in the real world. And a lot of times we sleep through these things, and we don't awaken in the moment and understand that, hey, this situation in real time, I have the power to change this story. I have the power to continue this story. I have the power to change the narrative in this story. But a lot of us just stop the story right there. My world is coming to an end. It's crashing down. The end. And that's where we stay stuck at. That's where we stay with the procrastination at. That's where we stay in with that pestering mindset. That what's that word? Parasitic mindset, that leeching mindset, the blood sucking mindset. That's where we stay at when we don't want to take ownership, when we don't want to take on responsibility. You know why? Why most of us don't do it? Because that's our crutch. That's our crutch. That's where we most comfortable at. So when things don't work out in our favor, we got somebody else to blame. We keep that ace in the hole. We keep that trump card in the hole. So when things don't work out, we got somebody else to blame but yourself. I got so tired of that in my own life. That's why what I do is I seek failure, not looking to fail. What I'm saying is that the more that I fail, it just gives me opportunity to uprise and overcome it for the next go round. That's why I seek failure. I keep tackling on things that I feel like, hey, I'm on a long, this is my second episode. We got a long mission ahead of us. I keep biting off sometimes more than I can chew. So I just keep gnawing on the bone, like Alex said. Alex Hamodi said, sometimes we just get a big bone and just keep gnawing on the bone, so we know that, hey, listen, the journey is what I'm in it for. Wherever this ends up at, that's where to be at. A lot of times we get the smallest chicken bone, and then once we say we done, we done. We don't fill our plates up. We don't put the opportunities on the table enough. We don't put nothing on our table. So sometimes when you don't put nothing on your table, you got nothing to look for. You got nothing to eat. You got nothing to come up against. And that's where you get challenged at. That's where your opportunities coming at. But if you don't do nothing, how do you expect to get anywhere? Or go anywhere? Navigate through this world, through this life. Your life, your own, you gotta start uprising and building yourself up to be bigger than anything else that's in this world, that's challenge-wise. Because everything that comes down on us, we feel that I'm defeated already. Because we ain't built up the mindset to go out there and fight and say, hey, oh, I got knocked down today. Tomorrow I'm going to get back up, and I may get knocked down again tomorrow. And this journey, that knocking down may end up with 3-4 years of getting knocked down, getting up, knocked down, getting up. We call that resilience. We call that resilience. We adapt that skill set. We learn that. So you know what? Just get up. I know this one hurts. I know that comment in the comment section where you say you ain't about nothing. Hurts. Oh, you know that comment when it comes from somebody that you love dearly, and the only thing you wanted from them in your whole life was approval, and they still telling you, man, you ain't S-H-I-T. You still ain't S-H-I-T. What, you trying to win my approval? You still ain't S-H-I-T. S-H-I-T. So we still trying to live up to everybody else's expectations but our own. But when it comes from those other people, it crushes us. When it comes from the system failed us. When it comes to the education, man, the school failed us. When it comes from relationships, that person, he or she, hurt me to death, man, I can't get over this. From a relationship that you had 10 years ago. From a failed relationship from parent to child 20 years ago. We still adopting those philosophies, those situational things, and prolonging it in the wrong direction. Because we ain't never uprise to the occasion and say, you know what, I'm bigger than that one situation. If somebody else got a problem with you, understand that's their problem. Because the only thing that you can do is be the better version of yourself every day. So if they hate you for being who you are, something's clearly wrong in their own mind because they can't accept themselves. That's why they spread around the hate. But we have to understand that, to understand, hey, in this life that I'm living in, where I'm trying to go, there are going to be people that's naysayers. There are going to be people that say, man, you're just not good enough. You're just not good enough. I don't like your beard. I don't like your eyes, man. Your hat ugly. Man, you look like X, Y, and Z. That's their perspective. But why we weigh so heavily on what other people thinking about us? I mean, of course, a nice compliment would be good. But it's not the end-all, be-all. Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and accept who you are. That's the first step. Accept self. Accept self. Sometimes we need approval from other people to accept ourselves. That's why we keep asking everybody, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, I like LeBron, but who you think is better? LeBron or Kobe? Or Jordan? What color do you like? Red or blue? Or do you like black or green? Do you like brown or white? We keep seeking everybody else's approval and can't understand why we can't get out that box. Because we're not trusting in ourselves. We're not taking our situations, our situational wins, and saying, you know what, let's stack on this. Let's grow from here. Let's put that W on our back and let's keep collecting the W's. That's like the one-hit wonder when you talk about artists, right? You got an artist that's a one-hit wonder, and you got Jay-Z. Regardless of what you think about the man personally, you have somebody that has a legendary status and a legacy versus somebody that just won overnight, and they stopped there. They didn't continue to curate and stack their skills. They didn't continuously go in there and create and still be better and come back and refine themselves. They didn't do that. So that's why their story stopped. Jay-Z's story didn't stop. He went from somebody that's on the streets, took it to the boardroom, took it to ownership, streaming platforms, businesses, Rock Nation, etc. Multi-millionaire, mogul, etc. He didn't stop the story. Those people that were the one-hit wonders, they stopped their story. They had opportunity. They didn't maximize the opportunity. You got some people, like the girl, Catch Me Outside. The girl made $57 million of OnlyFans. Regardless of what avenue she went into, the thing is that she took opportunity. She took the 5 minutes of fame and she turned that into a lifelong financial gain for her and wealth for her and her family. By taking that notoriety and spreading out, built the brand, built the name, built something that she can attach herself to in another field, another arena. You got the same opportunities. But we stay stuck because we stop our story. We don't want to continue our story. That hurt right there, that bruise. I got tapped on the wrist. Somebody just spanked me on my leg or something. I can't walk no more. We act like it's the end of the world. That's where the coddling coming at. That's where the babying coming at. That's where we don't refine our character at. That's why we're not able to chisel off like we building a sculpture. We're not able to chip off nothing because we stop before we even start the process. Because somebody said a bad comment about you. They said the way you look. And you took that to heart and you say, you know what, my world's crushed because it came from somebody that I looked up to or idolized. That's why we don't idol worship. We don't put all this emphasis in man. You put that emphasis in you. You put that emphasis in you. This is what I had to learn because I took a lot of other people's opinions in high regard. What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think? I did the people pleasing thing. Everybody's right. Everybody can't be right at the same time. You got to give context to this. Yeah, sometimes the sky is blue. You walk outside right now, it's nighttime, the sky is going to be black without the stars shining or whatever it may be. Sometimes you got the sunset, it may be orange. It ain't the same color all the time. Yeah, there are times where it may be orange, blue, etc. Sometimes you can't even see it's number of clouds and rain, etc. But at that very moment, you got to call it like you see it. A lot of times we don't do that. I know I didn't do that. Everybody was right until I started to understand, man, listen, I do a disservice to people and more importantly to myself. Because now, when it comes to being transparent, that will come in question. That will come in question. So the thing is that you got to get more familiar with being wrong at times. Or being judged at times. Or telling the truth at times. Because you're going to get judged for it all. You're going to get judged for it all. Some people are just not going to like you. You got to accept that. Some people are going to be in love with you no matter what you do. You can't do no wrong. Some people are going to love you like that. That's how the cookie crumble. But the thing is that you got to be able to learn to navigate in this world and take you everywhere you go because you can't hide from you. You got a shadow. You can't hide from the shadow. You got to take you everywhere you go. When you go in there, you have nothing but opportunities to learn and grow through these things. The more you come up against, the more you got room to learn and grow. But you got to be willing to get up when you get knocked down. You got to be able to develop some type of level of fight. You got to be able to take these situational things and stack them up on top of one. That's how you build up your confidence. That's how you build up the trust within you. You say, you know, I done something great. It was this small. Oh man, I'm bah humbug. I'm the person that's just mad at the world. And then the day you go and you say, hi, how you doing? Let me tell you, something always happened to me when it comes to some of my brothers. I'm riding the train 2 days ago, right? Easier commute for me. Excuse me. Riding the train, going to get my dental work. I had to get a consultation for this tooth over here, right? Excuse me. So, get on the train. Me and a gentleman get on the train at the same time. The seat is wide open. The brother goes, sit down in the seat, rush to the seat, cool. Ask my brother, yo, can you scoot over a bit? Son's just looking at me, whatever. And now, please, don't think, because I always have these stories, right? And I'm like, yeah, man, Reed, you have nothing to do with it. You always innocent. I'm just being fully transparent. Sometimes I may give a little, you know what I mean? But just being fully transparent. The brother sat down and said, yo, can you scoot over? I did say that. The guard's looking at me, didn't say one word. I didn't know he had his companion with him though, so his girl was coming, and he's tapped down on the seat. They sit down the seat, telling his girl to sit down. So I'm like, okay, cool, respect. It's all love, right? Now, to be honest with you, your boy I was getting caught in my feelings in the moment. After the fact, let me tell you what he did. And maybe this is just for me having the wrong perspective in the moment because it wasn't that serious. And this is why I had to learn and grow through that as well. I could talk about it today because nothing happened from there. But what happened was after the girl had sat down, he told his shorty to go sit down next to him. He leaned on his girl's shoulder and he's whispering something. Now, I'm thinking to myself, something talking about me. This is what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking like, oh, he heckling me. They laughing, they giggling, they doing the thing. His girl looking up, and she not saying anything. They're not saying anything. But me being caught up in my own mind and my own thoughts and all of that negativity, the first thing I'm thinking about is that he's heckling me. And this girl heckling me too. And I felt like I had a point to prove. And I didn't do anything. I'm just saying that right now, Right now, of course, I'm talking about it. I made it through this situation. But the thing is that, okay, if I'm easily ticked by what other people do, then that means I'm on a yo-yo. I'm on a string. I'm Geppetto, right? Pinocchio. I'm moving. People just moving my arms, and I'm just doing what other people will me to do. And I had to keep thinking about these things because these are some of the things that I had to challenge and overcome in my own life because I felt like, hey, I always had something to prove to other people. I'm the toughest. I'm the smartest. I'm the most riskiest. I'm the most risque. Not getting naked. Not getting naked. I'm just throwing that in there. I'm bullshitting. But I'm just saying, going the extra mile to prove my point to other people. Meanwhile, the only person I had to satisfy was myself and being comfortable with who I am, not having to prove a point to anybody. And that was a constant reminder, just on the train the other day, where another brother of mine beat me to the seat, had a sister, which is his companion, sat down next to him, and they doing anything. And for a second, I was about to get caught up in the trance. That fast, it can happen. That fast, you can lose it. So what I'm saying is that we could take these situational things and prolong it in a negative way by having undeveloped maturity, being focused on the wrong things, having an ego problem, ego tripping, because somebody says something that you don't like. Somebody says something that you don't like. Or done something that you feel you gotta go out there and risk your freedom for. Senseless. Senseless. And I talk about these things because I face them. I face them. And I'm learning that, hey, there's no situation out there that's bigger than me if I'm able to think through it. If I'm able to work through it. If I consider myself to be somebody of high esteem. Somebody that's respected. Somebody that's going to be great no matter what. Somebody that can have high levels of empathy for other people. Care about other people. But also care about myself more importantly. Put myself at optimal health. Doing all these things to contribute to my overall well-being. But if I don't take these things into consideration and I don't practice these things, no matter how many times I get knocked down, that situation on the train was okay, a punch to the gut. He ain't knocked me down, but punch to the gut in order to cause some disarray in my own thinking, trying to resort to going backwards, trying to defend something that I didn't even need to defend because I don't even know what transpired in real time. It was just a conversation that they was having, a private conversation. Why did I feel the need to know what they were talking about? Because I felt like they were talking about me. And even if they were, who cares? Who cares? If anybody's on, let me just interject really quick. If anybody's on Instagram, please shoot over to YouTube. I'll be able to see the comments there. You make a comment there, etc. I know I took 40 minutes into saying that, but yes, if anybody that's out there, it's on the tube. I mean, that's on Instagram or any other streaming platforms. If you write your comment or you have something to say, you can write it on the YouTube at Respectfully Great on YouTube, and it'll be able to pop up on my feed on StreamYard. So that's why I'm saying it. How do we get through these things? How do we turn these situational, momentary things that happen right there and turn them into lifelong victories and progress versus lifelong hatred, lifelong lack of motivation, lack of empathy, lack of progress. How do we change the trajectory of our thoughts, our feelings, and emotions in the moment and be able to stack that up to where we can start to count our wins and W's for the future? Think about things not only for today but for tomorrow, in a year from now, and about 5 years from now. Because that's what the wins can do for you. I've experienced it. I've seen it. Not only did I go for my chest, but I went to the dermatologist, went to the dentist, went to the podiatrist, went to all these other things. Got me back active in the gym, feeling great in the gym. I just hit the 225 4 times 3-4 days ago. and I haven't done it in a while. I mean, I've been in there getting busy. But I said, let me just see where I'm at with to 225. Do it up 4 times. Good money. Good money. Progress. I ain't trying to be Superman, but I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday. I was watching a documentary about a brother, and he was talking about how he was a coach, an Olympic coach, and he had trained 6 athletes that all became #1 in the world in whatever sport that they were in. And he said, well, one thing that he uh, noticed amongst all of the 6 participants was that they really didn't do too much to get out of what they normally do. What I mean by this, he said that they were being 1% better every day. That got them that gradual growth that turned into a consistent habit of them just being great when the lights and camera action is on. When the lights turned on, they just end up being great because they was refining what they already do well. He said what he noticed is that with the other individuals that he did train that didn't get to #1, right? He said he started to notice that when those people that focused on their weaknesses, it took away from their strengths. Let me round that back for you. He said he noticed when people that were strong at a thing, their attribute, whatever they were doing, when they started to focus on their weaknesses and put so much more on their weaknesses, it started to take away from their strength. He said, but the other individuals that were excelling and that were #1 in the world in whatever field that they were in, when it comes to their sport, he said what he noticed with them is that only thing they kept doing is keep refining what they already do well. By being that 1% better in gradual growth within whatever they do well, just keep refining whatever they do well. That's what we can learn from being #1 in our own lives. There's some things that you are great at, some things that you are poor at. Things that we are poor at, delegate it to somebody else. Delegate. Not saying that you shouldn't challenge yourself to do things just to try them. Sitting on one side of the couch and see another perspective by moving over to the other side of the couch. It's always good to get a different view. But if you want to be that much better, how about we just capitalize on our strengths and just do that very, very well? Because everybody has a gift. All we got to do is keep refining and shaping, molding our purpose from our design. Shape and mold our purpose from our design. Some people just naturally told. Wilt Chamberlain, monsters of a man. That's why he played the sport of basketball and excelled. Joker, he's 30, 20, 20. 30 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. Unheard of. The first person to ever do that. He's in his lane. That's what he do. He do this every day. Go hard, 110%. Keep refining what he already do well. And that's why in the months of the best athletes in the world, he's able to put up numbers, 30 plus points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. Unheard of. Freakish of accolades in the sport of basketball. But we got the same capabilities. We shy away from them because we don't like to refine what we already do well. We don't like to stack. We don't like to take them situational wins and stack those situational wins. Skill stacking. Win stacking. Situational win stacking to turn into a long-term, consistent stacking of success. We can do that. But the first person I gotta believe that you can do is you. The first people that may tell you that you can't do it is you. Before the other people tell you that, you're the first person that say that you can and can't every time. Because that's the thoughts that are going through your mind. Why are you triggered by what other people think? Or say it's because in your mind you believe some of that stuff. I believe that the person was talking about me when he's sitting down on the bench. I believe that. So that's what happened. That's the results I got in the moment. You gotta shake that off, my boy. Come on, my boy. You thinking about that? That's what you're thinking about? Oh man, you got a lot to work on. You have to work on you. That's what I mean by that. Came up with a 5-step pillar, right? Let's take it there. 5-step blueprint. Got it written down. Mindset shift. We have to think about things, like I elaborated on, in a longer time lapse. We think about right now. We think about right now. And we don't understand that, hey, this one thing can be stacked on top of another for a few years from now. So we go from a momentary to a mission based mindset. We go from a momentary things in a moment, and think about that over a mission. What is my goal? What is my mission? What am I going to do 3 years from now? How can this affect me in a positive way 3 years from now? What can I learn from this one situation that I can stack on top of this to give me leverage and opportunity in the near future? That's how we got to shift our mindset. Developing a long-term vision. Next, we got to start building some systems. Building some systems. We talked about basketball, right? So let's take a player like LeBron James. Practices every day. The other person plays sometime. Who you think is going to get better? Who you think is going to get better? The person that does it consistently, over and over and over and over again. Yeah, it gets repetitive. Yeah, it gets boring. But you know what are you doing? You're refining yourself. You are shaping, molding your purpose from your design. You are chipping away at your imperfections and becoming that much better. So now what you're doing is you have a higher level of tolerance of output. You have a higher level of tolerance from the output. You're able to do more than the other people are able to do. You're able to run the marathon instead of the sprint. You're able to go the distance because you're preparing for it. Every day that you do a thing, you're preparing. All work works. Even if it's not working for you, even if it's not working for you in the moment, this shit just ain't working. I can't see it working. It's working on you. Things are always working. All work works. Even when you're doing a poor job, you're going to figure out a way in due time. The more and more you do it, hey, you know what? It's better to do it like this. Hey, if I right sloppy with my left hand and I'm just better writing with my right, I'm going to continue to write with the right. You'll learn that over time. That's what babies do. Babies don't know what hand they want to write with, left or the right. They're using both hands to do everything. And then over time, they start getting more familiar with one of the hands. And before you know it, they left-handed or right-handed or ambidextrous, using both. But still, there's one hand that still be more dominant than the other, regardless. That's how things work. The more you work them. We initially think things don't work because we don't give things enough time. So we quit along our journey. What if the baby says, hey, I'm just crawl for the rest of my life? What would that look like in the real world? You have somebody that's 30 years old just crawling everywhere, but they have the ability to stand. No disabilities. No disabilities, just a mindset. Just say, you know what, I just need to crawl everywhere I go. How would that look? You see people in the streets just crawling everywhere they going, while other people are walking. You said, man, you can get to your destination a little bit quicker if you choose to walk. Not only if you choose to walk, you got bicycles you can ride. Then we got other vehicles, other forms of transportation. You can take a car, or you can take a train, maybe even a plane. All those things are possibilities when you start the skill stack. That's what skill stack looks like. Skill stacking looks like that. It looks like, hey, learning how to crawl, then walk, then run, then cycle, then take the bus, then take the train, then take the, plane, etc. Before you know it, you're in a rocket. You're like Elon Musk and you're going to the moon. That's how it works. That's what skill stacking does. Let's move to the third. We call this leverage. Leverage the win for opportunities. Leverage your wins for future opportunities. What does that look like? It looks like, hey, I had a chest pain. I can't figure out where this pain is coming from. I think I need to go to the doctor. Hey, since I'm at the doctor, doc, you know what? Let me get a physical, a full-out physical. Oh, word, hey, I got a fungal disease. Hey, let me take care. Let me go to dermatologist. Oh, damn, you know what's going on? My foot been hurting for 2-3 years. What's going on right here? I got a ganglion cyst. What's going on? That's what that look like. Overall, I start getting health conscious. Oh, you know what, man? Let me start monitoring the things I put inside my body. You put down the liquor bottle, put down the weed, put down whatever your vices are, whatever it may be. Everything ain't for everybody. Not saying that you're wrong for indulging. All I'm saying is that when you become aware, you're accountable, and then you have opportunity within that acknowledgement, within that awareness. That's where your leverage is at. Your leverage is recognizing, hey, I'm aware of this situation and I can take advantage of it now because I can do some other things to enhance my overall health. Overall, I can enhance my skill set. I can enhance my relationships. I was in a poor relationship. I know some of the things that I carried out in a poor relationship. Angry all the time. Let me try being happy. Mad at the dinner wasn't ready. How about you go in there and cook yourself? Oh, mad because my finances is in a rut. How about you start putting some money up? That's what you can learn from going through tough situations. Because there's always opportunity in it. We choose not to recognize them. We choose to focus on the negative. So that's where that mindset shift got to come into play at. Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you think about, you bring about. How about we start feeding our minds with some more positive things? Some more good energy. Be around positive people. I learned I used to try to combat everything. This is why I had the issue when I was on the train. Not even an issue, but this is why I ran into a situation on the train. But the thing is that I always try to combat or match the energies in the room. So what happens if I go in there and keep trying to match energy all day? Trying to change my frequency to everybody else's energy all day. You'll be exhausted. How about you walk into the room and just have the radiant energy on you, just upbeat, vibrant energy all day. Carry that good energy. So now what happens is the people that recognize and have the same type of energy, they could attract to you. Whoever got that negative, they repel, they back up off, they bouncing off like in the bouncy house or something, from bouncing wall to wall, whatever, floor, whatever. Just bouncing off you. That's what you need to be like. Be the radiant energy. Carry the good energy all the time. Work on that stuff for you. So now when you walk in places, you shining. The light bright. The energy. Something about that person. He or she, they got good aura. They got good energy. They're a pleasurable experience being around them. It's nothing negative. You got some people that just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, mad at the world. Because they're not comfortable with themselves. Because they don't want to take the responsibility for themselves. It's everybody else's fault. Everybody else have failed me but themselves. When you take onus, you take ownership, you take responsibility, anything could change. Anything could change. It's all about your perspective. All about your perspective. Talk about it all the time because it's true. It's about how you think. We can put up fronts all day. We could be great chameleons, great charlatans, great actors. You can do that all day. But what happens when nobody's around? And that light go off and you in the bedroom, you gotta look in that mirror and the only person you see is you. There's no camera. Sure, all the cameras put away? Did everybody put all the cameras away? I can be myself now. Whew, it was exhausting trying to match everybody's energy. It was exhausting trying to meet people where they at. It's exhausting trying to fight off the negative energy. How about you just be you every day and walk in the rooms like, hey, you know what, this is me. Then you ain't gotta fight nobody but yourself. And even at that point, you would get so comfortable with who you are, it's not even a fight. It's just a choice. It's just a decision that you made. Nobody else have influence over it because you're not letting outside distractions deter you from who you want to be. When it's time to go in there and put that extra work in, hey, let's go to the basketball game. Let's go play hopscotch. Let's go to the eat. Let's go do No, you know what? I'm just working on me. I can't do that. Man, I love you. I'm just working on me right now. If this relationship is predicated upon you have my well-being at the forefront, then you will support that. If you see that I'm working on myself and it's something that's beneficial for me, you will support that. If you don't, that means that our relationship is predicated upon what I can do for you in the moment and how you only feel. Not about my well-being. It's all about you then. Relationships don't work like that. True friendships don't work like that. That packing out oath don't work like that. It's about, hey, is he or she doing what's best for them? And can I support that? Whether I'm involved or not. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. We miss out on that. Because a lot of times we feel like, okay, if you're not involved directly, that means, hey, I got a SHIT on it. Downplay it. Man, she ain't doing nothing, man. She ain't doing no big moves. Ain't he or she ain't doing X, Y, and Z. Oh, he ain't about nothing. I did X, Y, and Z. Now you want to bring up all the things that you feel like you contribute. How about you just take your wins, stack your wins, and keep building for the near future? Because why you running somebody else's race? You can't win at somebody else's race. That's their race. How about you run your own race? How about you start looking yourself in the mirror and be comfortable with who you are? I tell my nephew that every day. Every day I tell my nephew that. Yo, be comfortable with who you are. Continuously learn and grow through your situations. You're going to have some days where it's rough and things get confusing because you never came up against them. That's okay. That means that you have opportunity in that. That's a beautiful space to be in. Hardships is a beautiful space for you to be in. We have a comment. You have to stick out by being authentic. You. Authentic you, because we live in a world with too many people trying to be someone else. Wow. Powerful, Izzy. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Read that one more time. You have to stick out by being authentic. You. Because we live in a world with too many people trying to be someone else. Still real ninjas left. Not, it says, not taking advice from someone. Oh, we got a person in there taking shots. This is what I love though. This is what I love. This is what I love. See, this is what I'm talking about. That prime example, right? He says, not taking advice from someone with a sore on his lip, shaking my head. They just mad. They upset. Bring some more comments in. Because your energy bounce right off the guard. Just let you know that. Your energy don't do nothing to me. I don't meet you where you at, fam. Loved one, you great. You just great at hating. It's all good. You just got nothing but hate in your blood. It's all good though. The thing is that you still gotta look yourself in the mirror, and there's something that's disturbing you. And I'm not gonna turn this thing into defending the wrong or right. I'm comfortable in my skin. Whatever's on my skin, who I am inside, my character is what's gonna shine through all of this. This is just a confirmation of you. People are watching. Some people gonna be in favor of you. Some people are not. Some people just don't like your energy. That's okay too, because these are all of the situations in real time that you gotta learn and grow through. That's the power. That's the power of you being who you are, being authentic, being authentically you. That's what you got. That's your leverage. That's your leverage. You being able to wake up, look yourself, and accept yourself in the mirror every day. That's the power that you have. If people can't do that, that's something that they gotta work on. And I wish them the best. I hope everybody can find their path in their life and be able to provide for themselves and their family, regardless of what they gotta say. The thing is that when you take a lot of time out to address other people about their flaws, about the things that we consider to be a flaw, there's clearly some things that we missing out on us in our own lives. There's things that we are clearly missing the mark on. But some people are lost, and some people gotta find their ways. There are times that I've been lost. There are times where I've been in hurtful and painful situations where I wanted to point the finger at other people and bring them down. So I know what pain feel like. I know what pain sound like. I'm familiar with it. I just hope that that person can learn and grow through their situation. That's it. You feel me? We have another one. Stay consistent and adaptable. One thing I learned from Seth Godin. He got the book The Purple Cow. Got it somewhere in the background over there. He wrote the book The Purple Cow. He wrote so many other books. But long story short, the man wrote, I think this is like 95. The man wrote a blog post every day since 1995, almost 20 years, 25 years. He wrote a blog post every day, 365 days a year, times 20, which is 720 something, 730, something like that. Imagine that. A blog post for every day for 20 some years. Every day, 365 days out of the year. 7,000 blog posts or something crazy. Imagine doing that. Crazy. Every day. That's power. That's consistency. That's being able to be resilient, adaptable, adaptability. That's strength right there. Being able to do the boring work every day. Getting up and doing things that most people don't want to do. That's the real challenge. That's the real challenge. That shows that, hey, I'm able to fight and work through my situations. I'm able to outgrow my situations. That's power in that. Don't ever lose sight of that. Build that up. Be consistent. Do a poor job until it become a great job. And then before you know it, you build up your tolerance to where, hey, I only output nothing but great shit all the time. Because I've done so much poor work that it's inevitable for me to learn and grow to put out nothing but good work now. That's what happens when you be consistent. That's when you don't give up on yourself. When you say, hey, there's some challenges out there in real time that I know I can overcome. I am powerful. I am resilient. I'm built for this. That's what it's about. So keep maximizing your opportunities. Take your situational wins. Keep stacking them. Because they're going to count. They're going to count in real time. Because now what you're going to have under your belt, you're going to have experience. Something that nobody can ever take away from you. You're going to have your capacity to think, outgrow your situations, which nobody can ever take away from you. People, places, and things always change. All distractions. Until you put yourself in a serene place. Put yourself in, a great environment. Being around great people. More importantly, building yourself up to be that great person as well. Because if you're great, everything else around you will soon attract or repel. That's how it works. That's how it works. Things will attract to you or repel. Beautiful thing. But you got to know that. A lot of times it can be discouraging because they only tell you one side of the story. Fight fire with fire. Nah, I think I use the water to put out the fire. Remove the oxygen in the fire so it doesn't grow. Because you need a combination of oxygen to fuel the fire. Smother the fire. That's why when they say smother the fire, it's because you're removing out the oxygen. Because the oxygen infumes the fire. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's simplistic, but the concept is simplistic. But it takes work. It takes work. It takes the everyday consistent work. It takes the boring work. It takes the work that most people don't want to do. But you can do it. And you can outbeat the competition just by simply showing up. Because most people are afraid to show up. Most people are afraid to show up. Whether you do a good job or a bad job don't matter. Is that you took the time out to be in the place that you want to be in because you showed up for the job. Most people say they want the job, but they scared to get in the lion's den. Still got to feed the lions. The lions, the animals. You in the jungle. I mean, you in the circus. I mean, you in the zoo. You want to be take care of the pets. Zoologist. You want to be a zoologist. Hey, you go come up against different animals. But understand the concept. Understand what type of animals you're dealing with. And the way you understand all animals around you is when you understand self. Know who you are. That's your most powerful gift. That's what can nobody take away from you. You being you. Take your situational wins, turn them into long-term gains, long-term victories, permanent wins and victories by constantly stacking those. You're great. You're powerful. You're respectfully great. You're magnificent. You're omnipresent. Those affirmations keep building up the character. Keep chipping away at the imperfections. Because that's what you need. You got to first start to believe that. You got to look yourself in the mirror. You know what? Start telling yourself the truth. Don't lie to yourself. Be fully transparent with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be easy. Everything's not that serious. I had to learn that. Don't take everything so serious. Like 2-3 days ago, don't take it so serious. It ain't that serious. It ain't gonna make or break my situation. So why do I gotta, prove something in that moment to that individual? He there with a shorty. No, respect that. I get it. It could not. I'm the man. I get that too. And the house probably the alpha. You feel me? So he had to, show his wife, I stand my ground. I respect that. I took that thing a whole different, in a whole different perspective when I got it some time to evaluate it for what it was. And I'm like, I still respect that because he made way for him and his peace and his shorty. Beautiful thing, protecting his peace, making sure that where he said that, she said that. Come on, dog. That's what it's about. Loving and protecting the people that you're around. Loving yourself and protecting the people that you're around. That counts. So now you build up that trust within self. Hey, I can hold the fort now. Now the people around you trusting you as well. Y'all trusting in one another. Y'all build each other up. Y'all utilize your resources amongst one another. You guys be able to do things to position yourself to be in the best place possible. That's what you get. That's what comes with it. When you start to realize the talents and the gifts that you already have, and you just keep refining them, gradually doing that 1%, being better every day. Not worrying about your flaws. Just keep working on your leverage. Keep working on those gifts and keep leveraging what you already do well. Just keep refining and being better. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Showing up to do the job. Showing up to do the job. Powerful. Today was a wonderful, wonderful day. Powerful day. A great day. A learning experience. Opportunity. Opportunity happened today. And the only thing I do is just open up the eyes a little bit. Look around. Ooh, damn, you know what? That's a little tough to deal with. I know how to combat that. I know how to rise to the occasion and go through it. Because there's nothing in the world that's bigger than you. Yeah, you might experience something today and unbeknownst, it just came through and you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that happened. But now you say, oh, I see what's going on, so now next time I know how to do this. Or you know what, I did something so wonderful today. I'm going to take that skill and utilize that in the near future. That's where your power is at. That's where your strength is at. That's where your gifts is at. Pay more closely attention to who you are. Trust me. Trust me, you will be this new renowned individual. Trust me. Trust me, you got it. You got it. Start believing in yourself. Start taking those situational wins and stack them. Because 5 years from now, you will do some things that's so amazing. Because not only you'll be able to learn and grow through your situations, you'll be able to teach somebody else how to get through those things as well. How to combat that. How to smother the fire. How to walk on water. How to walk on water. You'll be able to do that. Yeah, metaphorically. Walk on water. And people walk on water every day. We got boats and everything that cruise across water. So don't say it's possible. That ain't possible. We do it every day. People take boats everywhere. People take boats everywhere. Today was a wonderful session. You woke up today. Be proud of yourself. You are blessed. If I said anything today that offended anybody, understand that my intentions wasn't necessarily to offend. It was just bringing awareness. And that's it. Continue to learn and grow through your situations. Maximize your opportunity. There is leverage in everything that you do. Everything that you come up against. Your situational things, you can turn them things into long-term successes or long-term failures. Long-term successes or long-term failures. Choice is yours. The choice is yours. You have a decision to make. I think there's a Latin word called decadere or something like that. And it means when it's come to decisions, it means to decide, and it means to literally cut off. Cut off any other option but doing the thing. But doing the thing. That's what you got. Be proud of yourself. Keep maximizing your opportunity. Keep learning and growing. Shameless plug. Go to respectfullygreat.com. Tap in, buy some new merch. Next week, the new merch will be here. New merch dropping next week. Respectfullygreat.com. Like, subscribe, share. Turn on your notifications on the YouTube app Respectfully Great. Tap in with your brother. Instagram, Real Johnny Reed. Tap in on the gram. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Run the numbers up on the video. And this won't be on YouTube shortly. Second episode down of the Respectfully Great Podcast. RGP. Respectfully Great Podcast. Leave your comments, like, shares, dislike. I encourage it all. Put it in the chat. Something that you got heavily on your heart, you want to express yourself, put it in the chat. Leave it in the chat. Feel me? Love yourself, love other people, and have high levels of empathy. And do your thing. I even go to say, do your thing, do your thing. You're signing out. Respectfully.